Hello, everyone. Welcome to Brave Storytime. I am the Brave Healer Productions Community Manager, Lisa Karasek, and I am here today with the lovely Erika Dworkin, who's going to be reading her chapter, Midlife and Menopause, Mapping Your Path to Empowerment, from the book, The Energy Medicine Solution. Erika, how are you feeling today?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you for asking.
Oh, great. Thank you. No. So tell us a little bit about how you came to be in the Energy Medicine Solution book.
So, Jacqueline Kane is the lead author of the Energy Medicine Solution, and she invited 24 other authors to join her in the collaboration. And I was fortunate enough to be one of her patients. I was working with her, working out a lot of energy issues. And after a number of different traumas and throughout my life, and she invited me. And initially, I thought she invited me to be one of the authors. And initially, I thought, well, I'm not really a healer. How an energy healer? How am I going to fit into this group of amazing people? And then I realized I most certainly fit in because food and fluids that we put into our bodies are incredibly critical energy sources, and they impact every aspect of our lives. So I agreed to be one of the authors, and I'm really glad I did.
Well, we're all glad that you did too. And yeah, that is definitely an important piece for everybody to be, thinking about.
Yes.
And so I think you led into it some with that answer, but if you can expand maybe, can you talk a little bit more about why you wanted to write this chapter then?
Well, so the title again is Midlife and Menopause, Mapping Your Path to Empowerment. And when I was 45, I went through a horrific perimenopausal period, which I write about in my chapter. And I knew that when Jacqueline asked me that I wanted to come up with a topic that would be revolutionary, that people weren't talking about. And I have always been a champion of women. I went to a women's college. I've just always been a women's champion. So I thought that menopause would be ideal because women in midlife and menopause really can benefit tremendously from support and guidance. And it can be so difficult. Nobody talks about it. And I want to take menopause out. I want to be instrumental in taking menopause out of the closet so that we can all talk about it freely and we can come to a better understanding of how it affects some of the most important people in the world and how it affects the lives of men too. And I have a 5-step program that we'll talk about today. And it's a proven program and I want the world to know about it.
Awesome. So you were asked by Jacqueline this wonderful opportunity and you said yes, and you started writing your chapter. And then the program came after, or the program came before?
Oh, no, the program preceded my writing the chapter.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I had worked with hundreds of women in my family's nutrition center in Connecticut. And I also had to live through, as I say, my own experiences. So with the combination plus all of the research that I did, I had kind of a little bit of a lab in my nutrition center with the women that needed my help and sought my guidance. So over many years, I was able to put this program together. So I was very ready to share it with women as soon as Jackie approached me.
Awesome. So then writing the chapter made you feel Like,
Empowered.
mm,
It made me feel relieved. It was difficult to write my story. So the chapter is divided into two segments, my story and my tool. And it was, I am an incredibly private Scorpio. I don't share myself with people very easily. I've come a long way with that. But when she asked me to write my story, I wasn't ready to tell the world about myself. And so it was very freeing to write this chapter. And I recommend it to anyone who feels that they are sitting on something that they would prefer to hide. Because as soon as I let out what I was hiding, I just was able to expand from there and have the courage and the confidence to teach other women what I discovered.
I love it. That is awesome. All righty. So you are chapter 3 in the book, and you're
I
getting ready to
am.
read the chapter to us, right?
I'm sorry?
And you're ready to read the chapter to us.
I am very ready to read it to you. Yes.
Okay. Please do.
So this is the Energy Medicine Solution, Chapter 3, Midlife and Menopause, Mapping Your Path to Empowerment. Tears rolled down my cheeks and onto the sheets. Damn it! Why didn't anyone ever warn me that menopause would be like this? How am I ever going to get through this? Dear God and my angels, please help me. My mother went through it. My father treated it. But I was called to figure out my own path through this painful phase of my life. Now I see that I had to walk alone through the fire of my journey to rise from the ashes, stronger, more awake, and better equipped to guide others. My story, discovering menopause. I was living in Washington, D.C. when I called my father, heart pounding, sobbing, hair soaked with sweat, feeling dizzy, bloated, and ugly. Dad, what is happening to me? I'm sweating all the time. I can't sleep. I'm depressed and always exhausted. I can't focus on my work and I'm fat. I've never weighed more than Mom. As I closed my eyes, I could see his smile and heard the understanding in his voice. Don't worry, you're just starting menopause. I'll tell you what to do. What? I'm only 45. Didn't Mom start much later? I thought it doesn't start till the 50s. It can start earlier in some women and can last for 10 years. And yes, Mom started when she was older. So what should I do? I can't live like this. I don't even feel like myself. You have progesterone cream, right? If you've been using the wild yam cream 1/4 teaspoon twice per day for PMS, try doubling it to balance your estrogen. That's what Dr. John Lee recommends. You should also take Hot Flash. I'll mail it to you. Take 1 tablet 3 times a day, then we'll see how you feel. Mapping my menopausal midlife path. And that was about it. My father was a well-loved, highly respected Connecticut licensed clinical nutritionist with a doctorate in pharmacy. But I was the proverbial cobbler's child without any shoes. Though he had helped many women with their menopausal symptoms over the course of 20 plus years in his practice, I couldn't get the relief I needed from just the supplements he recommended. From that first phone call until just recently, I've been on a self-guided healing quest without realizing it. With the almost crippling life changes I endured during the past 13 years, I'm beyond grateful that I was still able to follow my intuition and source. My growing connection to source and my higher self with my loving earth angels eased the anxiety, fear, and self-doubt that had plagued me throughout my life. They led me through my midlife madness to wholeness, from student to teacher. Somehow I kept it together, well, just barely, as each midlife episode unfolded. I had spent 2 years struggling with my menopause symptoms and severe food sensitivities when I had an aha moment. Just when I was worrying about what would happen to my father's nutrition center if he didn't have someone to mentor and take it over, it hit me that that someone was supposed to be me. I never had any plan to move back to Connecticut, but could feel I was being called to a new assignment. I thought returning to my home state was just about keeping the business going and helping my parents retire. Boy, was I wrong. My midlife, which started with losing my husband at 39, was to be anything but an ending. I co-created with Source a long period of growth and self-discovery. At the same time I moved to take over my family's business, my then 81-year-old father, my best friend, soulmate, and steadfast safety net, went in for hip surgery. From there, in just 12 fast years, I endured PTSD from my husband's death and the deaths of two key employees, my fur baby, Sydney, my father, 3 weeks after Sydney died and after his 1-year decline, and our family business after pushing through the COVID-19 pandemic. With all that stress and outpouring of cortisol, it's no wonder my hormones were out of control and I had only 1 foot on the ground most of the time. Thankfully, the many tools I gathered over those years enabled me to create another new beginning. I'm finally who I want to be and can see clearly where I'm going. I spent 10 years in Al-Anon, 3 years in weekly private Kundalini yoga classes, and over 5 years in the Avatar course. I worked intensely with a medical intuitive and researched incessantly. I've done all the necessary hard work to create the rewarding personal and business lives I've been manifesting for so long. I now feel I'm a far better version of myself, healthier, happier, more relaxed, better connected to my higher self and source, a more powerful manifester, aligned with my soul's mission, and yes, thinner. I'm prepared to move forward on what is surely to be an exciting new journey. And with Source, my angels, and my spirit guides, nothing can stop me. My greatest desire is to empower you with this same clarity, confidence, and positivity. My 5-step process will start you on your way, and I invite you to go to vitathenawellness.com for more detailed guidance. My tool. Before we jump into mapping your path to empowerment beyond midlife and menopause, let's look at what it means to be in this phase of life in the first place. What exactly is menopause? Menopause is the point in time 12 months after you have your last period, when your ovaries stop releasing fertile eggs due to their reduced production of estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen levels drop 40 to 60%. The ovaries, adrenal glands, and body fat continue to make it. But progesterone levels can fall to near zero in some women. creating estrogen dominance. In most women, menopause occurs around age 51, but it can also set in as early as age 40. Perimenopause, also known as the menopausal transition, is the label for the years preceding menopause, when you begin to experience changes in your monthly cycle. During those 4 to 7 years, or possibly even as many as 12, you might experience a mix of the symptoms noted here. Going forward, I will refer to perimenopause as menopause. Postmenopause begins after the 12-month point of menopause. Most women's symptoms tend to subside, but they then become more vulnerable to heart and bone diseases, diabetes, obesity, cognitive decline, depression, and cancer. The root cause of menopause is declining gland function. Like the ovaries, the hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal, and thyroid glands begin to produce lower amounts of hormones, which negatively affects the nervous system. Genetics, age, diet, lifestyle, and environmental factors impact the time of onset. Surgical removal of the ovaries, or uterus and cervix, hysterectomy, chemotherapy, and drugs designed to shut down ovarian estrogen production can induce menopause. The physical aspects of menopause can be extremely challenging, but not all women experience the transition to the age of wisdom similarly. Some of your friends may barely have any symptoms, while you and others might feel like you are falling apart. You menopause warriors might experience more than you can handle on your own as your fat cells change, your bodies begin to use energy differently, and your shapes and physical functions take on burdensome, unrecognizable characteristics. You might suffer fatigue, insomnia, achy joints, hot flashes, night sweats, thyroid issues, memory lapses, breast tenderness, increased belly fat, digestive challenges, unwanted hair growth, urinary tract infections, cardiovascular challenges, including high cholesterol, hair, skin, and nail difficulties, reduced libido and painful sex, extreme or unpredictable irritability or depression, anxiety, excess dryness that ages skin and interferes with intimacy, and occasional incontinence, especially when sneezing or laughing. Yikes. Well, I have some exciting news. My 5 essential steps will make a real difference in the frequency and degree with which you experience menopausal symptoms and can empower you to celebrate those symptoms as portents to an exciting rebirth. You will transform into a menopause goddess as you reshape your consciousness, balance your hormones, achieve emotional equilibrium, and meet your future self. Though I have outlined the process as individual steps, you can take them however you feel they will work for you. One at a time, a few at a time, or all together in order or out of order. I have just one recommendation. Since step 1 interweaves through and directly affects the success of steps 2 through 5, it will be ideal to start there and continue to work on it as you move through the others. I'm providing step 1 details here since it is most critical to launching your mapping journey. For guidance through the other 4 steps, go to the published works page at vitathenawellness.com to get your complimentary ebook, and I will be spelling Vitathena at the end of my reading. The 5 essential steps to mapping your midlife empowerment are: step 1, create positive beliefs about midlife and menopause. Step 2, learn to cope better with your other life stressors. Step 3, change your diet and make other lifestyle changes. Step 4, add supportive, high-quality supplements and essential oils. Step 5, explore energy medicine options. Step 1, create positive beliefs about midlife and menopause. Having grown up believing that scientific evidence must inform an individual's healing process, I'm excited that studies demonstrate a strong link between positive mindset and good health. On the other hand, my personal experiences with metaphysics and energy medicine have convinced me that there is so much more to wellness than what any experiment can prove. Mindfully appreciate and embrace change. There are many universal principles that our 5 senses alone can't easily explain. One of these is that your life does not just happen. Your thoughts and beliefs precede and ultimately become your reality. Though there are nuances of this idea, you can take my word for it that you are a powerful source being with source energy within you, and therefore the powerful co-creator with source of all that you experience, including your physical and emotional well-being. Mind-blowing, right? Imagine what you can create in your life by deliberately shifting your energy, by changing your viewpoints and expectations. When you explore your deepest desires and focus on what you prefer and remove all doubt and resistance, you will have the experiences you seek. Since resisting the experiences you have created is causing most of the misery you're experiencing, what you resist persists. Appreciating and even embracing all aspects of your midlife transition is the first crucial element of this first step. I'm now going to walk you through an exercise that will help you uncover your beliefs so you can take your first step in mapping your path to midlife and menopause empowerment. Just determining your impeding beliefs, the ones that hold you back, could dissolve them. This exercise evolved in part from the 8 years of work I've done and continue to do in the Avatar course, the self-development program that Harry Palmer started in 1986. The consciousness management tools I've learned and used carried me through multiple traumas. I will be forever grateful that Spirit guided me to this life-saving, life-changing door to so many possibilities. For more information, go to avatarepc.com and theavatarcourse.com. These are the directions for this exercise. First, with a notebook or pad, sit comfortably in a quiet, private place where you can reflect without interruption for at least 30 minutes. If it's comfortable, close your eyes. Take three count deep belly breaths. Through your nose, breathe into and expand your belly for 3 counts. Hold for 3 counts. Exhale through your mouth for 3 counts. This will help you move from your mind into your body so you can tap into your intuition and higher self. Think about each statement that I'll read and feel into and take note of what most resonates. If the first statement in a pair feels right, write an N for negative. If the second statement in a pair feels right, write a P for positive. Impeding belief 1. Everything in my life is out of control, and I'm powerless to change things. Or 2. It's time to take control of my life, and I have the power to do that. 1. I'm completely alone in this midlife battle, and there's no hope. Or 2. I'm not alone. I'm optimistic about the future and know I can tap into source and seek support from the army of angels and spirit guides that are awaiting my request for help. 1. My life is now empty and without meaning because some valuable relationships have changed or dissolved, and other people I care about don't need me as much. Or 2. Because some valuable relationships have changed or dissolved, I now have the freedom to change, to map the life path that I want without having to take care of or worry about others. 1. I have too much to do and don't have time for myself. Or 2. My life and I are important, so I will make time to focus on myself and reflect on what I want and need. 1. All the physical, personal, and financial stressors in my life are part of a midlife crisis. Or 2. I am grateful to be alive and to have this midlife opportunity to shift my energy, recharge my body, and focus on all aspects of my self-care. 1. I'm aging. My doctor says it's normal to have health problems as I age. There's nothing I can do about it. Or 2. I'm growing. It's normal to go through menopause, and I embrace all of my body's changes. I will do all I can to support my body so I can improve my quality of life, shift into a higher vibration, and move from surviving to thriving. 1. Menopause is the worst. I don't recognize myself and cannot handle my exhaustion, hot flashes, night sweats, memory lapses, focus problems, reduced sex drive, and painful sex. What the heck? Or 2, I'm grateful to be where I am in my life and now decide to focus on being healthy and feeling good. I accept how menopause is burning off old energy that no longer serves me. I know this experience will enable me to rediscover myself and pave my new path. 1. I hate how heavy and bloated I am. I feel so unattractive, and no matter what I do, I cannot lose weight. Or 2. I choose to love myself just as I am, knowing that I am always changing and can grow in my own time into who I wish to become. 1. I give up. This time in my life is a dead end. I have lived the best part of my life and have already contributed the most I have to give. Or 2, it's time to glow. This time in my life is an opportunity to create a new abundant beginning, a soul-aligned mission that will carry me forward to where I want to be. I have lived life as a student and now can truly shine by sharing my experience and wisdom with the world. 1, what are people saying about me? What will they think if I do what I really want to do or become who I want to become? Or 2, it's time I stop worrying about what others think and how they've labeled me. Now that I have more freedom, it's time to focus on what I think and decide who I want to be for the rest of my life. On a piece of paper, write any other negative or positive beliefs that come to you and assign an N or P to each. Count the number of N's and P's you wrote down to see whether negative impeding beliefs or positive supportive beliefs are contributing most to the creation of your reality. So I know my beliefs. Now what? Once you embrace new positive viewpoints, you'll be ready to explore the who, where, why, when, and how of your future. The more you work on yourself, the more complete you'll become, and the more you'll light up your personal world and the world around you. While you continue to work on step 1 by further examining consciousness management, you'll find steps 2 through 5 progressively easier. Now that your spirit has guided you to these pages, I'm here to support your self-empowered journey to vibrancy and wholeness. As you open to all the possibilities before you, you'll be guided to those healing modalities that will best serve you. You'll become more able to cope with the stressors that undermine your wellness, and you'll find it easier to commit to the personalized dietary and supplements regimens I will recommend. The other lifestyle changes you choose to make will be equally easier as you learn not to resist them. As you map your midlife and menopause path, I will help you be kind to yourself and patient with your body. You'll discover confidence and faith that you're transitioning into a magical part of your life when the experience, awareness, wisdom, healing, and growth you have earned with blood, sweat, and tears, literally, can mold you into who you're destined to become. It's time for the boundless part of your journey, for you to begin to serve the world in your unique way with your new power, optimism, and love. About my practice and me. The 4 words that best describe me are holistic, experienced, committed, and compassionate. I am a lifelong learner, award-winning Board Certified Holistic Nutritionist, Dietary Supplements Specialist, and Intuitive Wellness Guide. I craft personalized, evidence-based regimens that enable your body to heal itself with a wide selection of natural therapies, diet modifications, proven dietary supplements, lifestyle changes, beyond organic essential oils, and other time-honored tools. I make obtaining quality of life and longevity simple and time-effective. To learn the differences between board-certified holistic nutritionists, such as myself, and registered dietitian nutritionists or registered dietitians, go to the About page of vitathenawellness.com. I have a lifetime in both the natural and traditional Western medicine arenas. And for 12 years, owned my family's well-loved nutrition center that operated for 65 years in Connecticut. There, Michael Dworkin, a Connecticut licensed clinical nutritionist with a doctorate in pharmacy, formally mentored me. I am passionate about supporting others, especially women in midlife, in the paving of their paths to their individual levels of optimal wellness. I have done this for thousands by addressing both the symptoms and underlying causes of diverse health issues, including hormonal imbalances, inflammation, fatigue, anxiety, obesity, bone and joint challenges, digestive issues, including candidiasis, and various cardiovascular concerns. When you work with me, I'll consider your whole being, your body, mind, and spirit, as I gently and compassionately help you discover your path to wellness. I'll guide you down it without judgment. Feeling into what you're feeling, I'll tap into my resolve to help you find relief. I'll listen intently, research thoroughly, and search with an open mind until I discover innovative, comprehensive answers. As you relax into the awareness that investing in your wellness will reduce your suffering, your collaboration with me will foster self-love, confidence, real healing, and inner peace. You can reach me at vitathenawellness.com, 860-646-8178, or edworkin@vitathena.com. That's spelled EDWORKIN @vitathena.com, which I will spell at the end of this session. You can find the many articles I've published since 2010 at naturalnutmeg.com. And you can shop online for over 20,000 items in my full script professional apothecary by going to the shop online button on the homepage of my website, vitathenawellness.com. Vitathena is spelled V as in vitamin, ITATHENA. It means life wisdom. Thank you so much for listening. I really hope you found my reading uplifting and encouraging. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.
Wow, Erika, thank you so much for all of that. And folks, don't worry. Erika's information, her websites, her links, her emails, phone numbers, all that we're going to be putting in the notes below. So you didn't have to write that down. You'll be able to find it in our notes and everything will be clickable. But thank you. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Am I correct in thinking that a little bit there towards the end you got a little emotional? How did it feel reading your chapter?
I was emotional through the whole thing.
Oh.
I had to hold on to my tears, especially at the beginning, because my father passed away in 2017. And I just remember that conversation with him so clearly. And it was just, it was painful for me to be able to admit that he didn't completely help me. He helped so many of his patients, but I was the cobbler's child, I didn't have any shoes. And so I was emotional through the whole thing.
Then you really did a great job.
Thank you.
Are you going to reward yourself with a piece of dark chocolate?
Yes, several. I am an admitted, confessed chocoholic. Dark chocolate is my biggest weakness, and I am, with all the work that I've done and the supplements that I have discovered, I now don't get food sensitivity reactions to chocolate. So
Oh,
now I just have my own, I have to control myself with my own willpower. It's no, which is a lot harder. But yes, that will be part of my reward. And I think I'm also going to I'm gonna go do some spaing. I'm
oh,
gonna yes,
good for you.
I'm gonna do, yeah. So I'm gonna go treat myself.
Awesome. I think that's an excellent idea.
It's great
Um,
for anybody. It's great for anybody. Once you have accomplished something, everybody should reward themselves.
I agree. I am definitely a fan of that too.
Yes.
Erica, I just have one last question for you. And is there any parting words, any last thing that you want to say? Is there anything in particular or specific that you're offering? Is there anywhere you want to direct people to, last minute thought, ending comments?
So I have my free, my complimentary, my complimentary steps 2 through 5 available through my website, through the published works page. But you can also, all of you, please feel free to just call me and say, hey, I'd like to have your free ebook, your complimentary ebook. That will outline, it's quite extensive. It's about 14 pages, steps 2 through 5, that will give you an idea of how the whole program works. And then, of course, if you feel that it aligns with you, I am here to walk you down your menopause and midlife path and enable you to discover within the power to recreate yourself and your life.
Awesome. Definitely take advantage of that, everyone.
Please, please do. And I do have one other note that's coming to me. I get downloads, and what's coming to me is, please don't hide. Don't hide. Don't hide from yourself. Don't hide from others. Don't sit behind shame of of the symptoms that you are experiencing, or the life changes that you are going through, because I can assure you the woman right next door to you is probably going through something similar, and the woman around the corner, and the woman in your networking group, and the woman who's taking care of the child who plays with your child. This being menopause and the midlife experience is completely natural. It's nothing to be ashamed of, and it's time we took it out of the closet, talked about it. And I am hoping to create a Facebook group where women of anywhere from perimenopause, age 40 or 45, all the way up to 75, or even older, can support each other and share their experiences and learn what is happening to their bodies and how they can manage their bodies and their lives better.
I'm in.
Yay!
Thank you. Thank you, Erica. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in to Brave Story Time. Catch you next time. See you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone, and thank you, Lisa, so much for this opportunity.
Thank you.
Love